Good morning, everyone. I'm going to begin this presentation for you. I think it might be the best way for us to communicate at this point, and we'll continue communication as needed through Google Meet, email, phone calls, whatever it is that we need to do. But there's a lot of information here, kind of a collaboration of a lot of information that you've already received. And maybe some updated information from the last couple of hours. You'll also have an opportunity to respond at a few different times. So anyway, here it is. This is the week of March 23rd. I just want to be sure to share that I'd like to thank all of you for everything that you've been doing. First and foremost, keeping it calm and positive for our students. You are the best teachers. You will be successful at this process. I am so 100% confident of that. And I just look to support you in any way that I can. Let's begin by congratulating Richard Basson. Richard Basson was hired on a Friday to take over Shannon's courses. He is teaching 2 sections of Principles of Geometry at High School West, the integrated section with John DeBias, the E&L section with Sarah Gilbert, and he's also teaching at West the only section of Foundations of Advanced Algebra and the only section of Foundations of Advanced Algebra at High School East. I'd like to welcome all of the special ed and ESL teachers who are joining us as part of this Ed Puzzle. Just a few reminders, some things that you've been receiving. I've tried to put it all together. So, of course, super important that we maintain the safety and well-being of ourselves and our families. Just a reminder that Family Integrated Consulting and Resources and Project Presence is offering 30-minute wellness programs at 11:30 a.m. from starting tomorrow, Wednesday, March 25th until April 10th. And the registration is here. It's also in an email that Jen sent out yesterday. Also in an email that was sent out yesterday earlier, EAP, the Employee Assistance Program, that's a link to Tri-State Reach. Keep in mind that you could also always reach out to them confidentially. Sorry about that. By now, every student should have a device. So all students who need electronic devices, were given to them. They would receive them on March 23rd. If you have any questions, any concerns about students without devices, please let me know ASAP. From this week, just a reminder again, this week until April 1st, we are following the remote learning expectations that were sent out towards the end of last week. There's a link to them here. This is really what we're focusing on for this week until middle of next week. Just skipping down, there's for secondary mathematics. There's the links. This is just a reminder. You all have this and have been using it. The links for all the middle school courses that were supplied by all of you and the instructional specialists. And at our high school, it's really you, teachers sharing activities for students via district communication tools, Google Classroom District, email and remind, etc. So you know that. A reminder that third quarter ends on April 3rd. So if school is closed past April 1st, that's really where we are right now. That's what this is about, not where we are, but next week, if that happens. Google Classroom is the supported platform for us, district-supported platform. It's clear and streamlined communication for students and families. This platform allows you to share your contact information, update your assignments, add resources, share Google Docs for students to populate, Google Docs, lots of other, apps that you can share with your students. Monitor assignment completion and grade assignments. Now, this is that red bullet came from the email we received last week, towards the end of the week. There is no district requirement to switch platforms for teachers who have already been using something other than Google Classroom. What I will need to do, I know 2 of you have reached out to me recently. I will need to do this, but I need you to do it first, is to make sure that your platform, if it's not Google Classroom, if you have a different website or mode of communication, that you are able to do everything listed here with yours and that you are doing it. Otherwise, it might be better to switch over to Google Classroom than to try to make something you have work this way if it's not really made to. So just keep that in mind. Also consider that our students are using Google Classroom for the majority of their courses, so it might just be easier for everyone. But it's all stuff for you to just consider, and then we'll work together on an individual basis if you are using something different. Collaboration. I know you've been doing it. Lots of group texts, group phone calls, group FaceTimes, group meets going on out there. Collaboration is more important than ever. Please continue to co-plan. Consider, and I strongly encourage common plans and assignments. You never know if there's something that will pull you away from your computer for a day or maybe even longer. And if you already have a common plan, things will be a lot easier. Many of our teachers are already using common Google Docs for their courses. Please include your instructional specialists in viewing rights of these documents. It will make any kind of emergency, or maybe not so much of an emergency, but it will just help streamline things. Please continue to communicate with your students. They're going to be waiting to hear from you regularly in order to keep, and this is all, I'm saying this to you, but I know you're already doing it. But I'd like to suggest that you develop a regular schedule to post assignments. Maybe you post every evening, every morning, whatever time is best for you. But do try to post assignments or at least a message every day. A weekly message to summarize the week is helpful. So do that at a common time every week. And let students know when you're available online. That could be a regularly scheduled time, or you might want to post something for the week, this week, or when you send that one posting every day. This is the time I'll be available. Consider using things such as message boards like Jamboard. I'll have a couple of attachments on this virtual meeting that we're having. Students with special needs, this is so that you know, and things that you need to consider. As you know, you have students with individualized education plans. Sorry for the extra comma. English language learners and students that are AIS students. I need you to collaborate with your colleagues who support that child. So in our secondary schools, that means your co-teachers and your AIS providers. In our elementary schools, that means coaches, special ed teachers, and ESL teachers. This message is really going out to high school teachers, but that's just for all of you to know. Extra help, that's what I just blanked out for a second. So extra help, you can always arrange a Google Meet or a FaceTime if you both have iPhones or an iPad, just to help students one-on-one if it becomes necessary for certain assignments. Google Meet works nicely if you have a small group of students. So this is information that you've already received from that email from Jen I referred to earlier about what happens after April 1st, sorry. So I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but you have this, and now it's here in case you want to just see it in one location. Updates on standardized testing. So far, there has not been any decision regarding Regents examinations. As far as we know, they're on. 3-8 assessments have been suspended. End of course assessments for Project Lead the Way have been canceled. There's AP updates that you should have received if you're an AP teacher from your assistant principal. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll forward you that email or one of the other AP teachers. Just a long story short, they're not canceled as of right now. Continued professional development on virtual learning and teaching. That's what I'd like us to do as a group. As we progress through this experience, please share what is working for you as far as communication, student engagement, online resources, anything. So I've linked brainstorming ideas for mathematics teachers and learning Jamboard for you to just share. It'll be helpful, and please feel free to add your comments near other related comments. Of course, we've used this before. You can add pages, etc. Other updates, CSCs will be continuing shortly. Stay tuned for updates on scheduling. Stay tuned for updates on possible virtual hiring. If you have any other questions, please use the link to ask questions. This is our second Jamboard. Every question you ask is welcome, please. Whether it's related to math instruction, I know I've titled it Questions Regarding Mathematics Teaching and Learning, but it might just be something else or something you were wondering about that still needs to be done. Please feel free to answer your questions, answer questions that you see posted if you know the answers to that question. Your questions and brainstorming ideas will be discussed during our next communication. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.